Lovesac's next move may have been hiding in its investor calls months before Deric Cahill opened those boxes. Once you line up 5 details, a known customer problem, a planned solution, private contact, public conflict, and then stay tuned, this alleged PR disaster starts looking like a very useful launch opportunity. I'm making a case right now for possibility here, and I'm going to show you what the record proves, what the sequence suggests, and the one missing receipt that could change this entire story. After nearly 30 years inside large organizations, I learned that public announcements usually arrive long after the planning begins. So I went backwards through Lovesac's own investor disclosures, and what I found gives us 3 possible explanations and one actual prediction that we can test. Here's the quickest possible reset or to catch you all up to speed because most of you already know the surface story. Deric Cahill, a comedian with an established home ownership series, posted his experience assembling a Lovesac sectional, which entailed a room full of boxes and hours worth of work and his gloves to protect his hands. His joke was that the premium price couch had turned the buyer into a factory worker. And I got to be honest, several people corrected me when I posted the short about this and pointed out that Derik's frustration was a part of his comedy, which was a fair correction. But it also makes Lovesac's decisions more interesting, in my opinion, because the company chose to enter the performance while the underlying product complaint remained completely unresolved. Lovesac posted a woman completing the tasks with ease, paired with some language about a grown man needing tiny little gloves and a caption about feminine and masculine energy. Deric raised a price and labor complaint, y'all. Lovesac answered with a status and a gender joke. Meanwhile, people in the comments supplied a stronger product defense. The couch is modular, the pieces are replaceable, and customer assembly helps create that flexibility. The customer explained all the value. The company performed the insult. And then we learned that CEO Sean Nelson had already contacted Deric. It sounds like they were talking before the company published that response. And from what I can gather, it feels like private resolution was apparently already underway, although the public mockery still received the spotlight. Then that response disappeared. Nelson followed with 5 words from his personal account. "We hear you. Stay tuned." That changed the assignment. The deleted video tried to control the frame. The new post tries to control the timing. It offers suspense and gives the audience a reason to wait for Lovesac's next move. So I started looking what we might be waiting for. And before I show you what I found, I need you to decide what evidence you would need before treating this as something more strategic than a messy corporate response. Would you need proof that Lovesac already knew assembly was costing them customers? Proof that the company already had a solution? Proof that the solution was approaching a larger rollout? Lovesac's own investor disclosures give us all 3. Let's run through the timeline. December 11th, 2025, 8 months before this controversy, Lovesac told investors that customer feedback had already identified its single biggest purchase barrier: the lack of tiered delivery and setup options. The company had launched room of choice delivery in November and said white glove delivery and assembly would enter beta testing next. Now, fast forward to March of 2026. Lovesac said it had pilot tested full white glove delivery and assembly and planned a national rollout during fiscal 2027. April 23rd of 2026, the same plan appeared in the company's proxy statement filed with the SEC. Then June 11th, more than 2 months before Derik's video, Lovesac said those pilots were performing well and were on track for a national expansion this year. And this is the part that matters. Lovesac's CFO told investors that customers choosing white glove delivery were scheduling further out, which shifted when the same revenue appeared on the books. He also said that the service was bringing in additional sales. This had moved well beyond an idea sitting on a whiteboard, y'all. Lovesac had identified the friction, tested the solution, started expanding it, and connected it to new revenue before Derik ever put on those gloves. Any one of these details means very little by itself, but together they create a sequence that I hope you're catching. Lovesac knew customers wanted setup options. It had already built and tested the answer. Then an assembly complaint became one of the biggest public controversies around the company. The CEO's response was, "Stay tuned." That sequence deserves more than just a shrug. Here's exactly where I currently land. Explanation one is a corporate miscalculation. Someone approved a joke that turned a product complaint into a character attack. The backlash arrived, the company deleted the video, and leadership moved into cleanup mode. That's completely plausible, wouldn't you say? Explanation two is an opportunistic rollout. And I think the evidence supports this one even more strongly. The controversy may have started organically, while giving Lovesac the perfect reason to accelerate or repackage a service it had already planned to expand. A viral assembly complaint creates a ready made audience for white glove assembly. And that explanation requires timing, attention, and a marketing team capable of recognizing the opening. Explanation three is the possibility some people suspected from the very beginning. The entire conflict was coordinated to create attention before an announcement. The sequence makes that possibility worth examining. Public record currently takes us only part of the way there. The filings prove the service plan. The timeline proves the company knew about the customer friction. Proof of coordination would require one more receipt connecting Derik to the rollout before his original video went viral. That receipt could be an earlier agreement, campaign communication, payment, gifting terms, or evidence that both sides knew an announcement would follow the conflict. Right now, the record gives strong support to an unforced corporate mistake, followed by an opportunistic recovery. Coordinated campaign remains the open question. And now we can put an official prediction on the record. I think "stay tuned" leads to some version of expanded white glove delivery and assembly. Lovesac may frame it as listening to customers. The announcement could include an assembly credit, a limited promotion, or even Derik himself. I truly hope so, because turning the critic into the closing scene would complete this story perfectly. If Derik appears, pay close attention to how they describe when that relationship began. If Lovesac presents assembly service as a lesson learned from this controversy, just remember December 2025. The company had already identified setup options as the biggest purchase barrier. The controversy may influence the timing, the message, or the promotion. The underlying service plan came first, and that is the media literacy lesson. When a company announces a solution during a controversy, begin with the earlier record. Check the earnings call, investor presentations, SEC filings, and previous interviews. Then separate these three things: what the company already planned, what changed after the backlash, and what the audience is inferring about the motive. That habit keeps the receipts, the interpretation, and the speculation in their proper places. I follow the sequence, separate the proof from the inference, and make a prediction we can revisit. That's how we test a theory before adopting it as an official explanation. So, which explanation fits this sequence best? A company recovering from an embarrassing mistake? A company converting backlash into a launch opportunity? Or a campaign whose first chapter began before the public ever saw the boxes? The record currently points me towards the second explanation. The next Lovesac announcement may tell us how much further this story goes.